Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video we are going to learn how to make use of the count function effectively and all other combinations of count function in this one video. So let's look at the agendas of today. So my name is Madanga Emmanuel, an expert in Microsoft Excel from Beyond Data Statistics Solutions. So let's see the agendas of our training today. So as I have said, in the last video we covered about functions and formulas, getting the top 10 Microsoft Excel functions and formulas, and we said we are going to uncover each in depth. So today we are starting with the Countif function, the count function. And then we have several forms of the count function. We can have the count if, its respective application, Countifs, Countblank, Counta, and count characters. So these are the agendas of our today's training, and I expect maximum attention and better understanding out of this. So let's start by looking at count. So count is used to count cells that contain numbers. For example, you can see in this demo how we use count. You say equal to count into bracket A1, then separate that range with full colon A5. So we are going to go directly to Microsoft Excel, execute the same, see how that really means. So let's go to Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel, I have here my Excel. So this is my Excel. I can just increase the view here for us to get to understand the feeling. Alright, like that. So here, so we have said count function. For example, I have these entries here and I want to know how many are they, so I just use the count. So I'll say equal to count, then I open a parenthesis, select the range. You can type the range or highlight, drag the way I have done, like that. So when I hit enter, it will return the number of cells with the number values, which is 5. So let's see, maybe for example we add something that is not a number. What will be the implication of that? So let me just add here a new entry and let me say name, something like that. So when we use count function, we are going to be able to notice that it will not be counted. Last time the number of observations that we've had was 5 counts. So right now the number will still be 5, though we have occupied up to the 6th. So and now considering this one is a text or a string, so it will not be counted using the count function. You see, that's what I mean. So let's see, for example, how do we apply this in real world? So for example, I'm having here my age variable, and I want to understand how many people do I have based on age. So I'll just say equal to count, then I select the range or the column containing age, I close, then hit enter to be able to return the number of observations that I have based on age. But when I do the same using gender, it will not work. We cannot use count to do that. I'll show you what you can use to count texts. So it will return 0, though you can see we have a lot of observations that have occupied this. Alright, so let's move to the next part of it. So we have looked at count, so let's look at Countif. How does Countif work? So Countif is used to count cells based on one criteria. For example, in this demo here, I have demonstrated how to get the number of cells that contain values greater than 9. So let's go to the demo and see how this really work. So let's go to our Microsoft Excel Countif. So here we have said that I have also to increase here my viewpoint, so that my viewpoint here, maximize that so that we get to see better what's happening. So here, all right, so the count if, so for example, I'm having here my age of people. I want to understand how many cells are containing age population of more than 9. So before you go to the age implication or application, let me use this sample data here. Just drag and drop, just copy this. Sorry, just want to copy this. Right, it's trying to copy this, so we copy and then take it to the right here. Yeah, paste it like that. So I want to check, so using the count if, I want it to return, so in the given range, my range is from A1 to A5. Okay, this is B, I'm using B, sorry. So from B1 to B5, separated by comma. So from there now I can select my put my condition. So my condition is under parentheses, under the double quotes. Then I'll be greater than 9. Then I close the double quotes, I close my parentheses. When I hit enter, it will return the number of cells that are having values greater than 9. Yeah, so let's see what will be the output. So the output here is 2, because we have this and we have this. So the same way we can use that idea to figure out the people in this example. Using the count if, we can be in the position of counting the number of people with age more than 18. So we separate with comma and put into that double quotes, so greater than 18, close, then close. So you can say greater than equal to, greater than 18, yeah, greater than or equal to 18. Just hit enter, and you see the output here is that we have 3 cases. So we have this greater than 18, we have this, and we have this. Yeah, so that's how we understand using the count if, the idea, the implication. This is the hands-on, this is the real world example of how to use that. So let's also go to the next phase, or a next you can also apply, you can also test this by yourself. So let's go to the next function. So the countifs case 1. So in the first case, for this, the countifs is used to count rows based on multiple criteria. Like the countif is limited. Countif is limited to only one criteria, while the countifs gives you anonymous options of multiple comparison based on a particular criteria, will be able to return the result. So let's go to the example, the Microsoft Excel, this demo here, under the countif 1. So here, like for example, I want to identify a cell range. Okay, place where we have green and it's having a value greater than 9, like return the number of counts that are available in the cell where there is a match, exact match for green and greater than 9. For in this case, it will be this one alone. So you will see the output will be 1. So I'll be here, I'll say equal to, I start by typing my function countifs. So countifs is an extended countif function. It gives you a good option of multiple criteria comparison. So I select my first range, into quotes I put my condition or my criteria, comma, I go to the second range, I select, and then I say separate by comma into quotes greater than 9. So you'll see that it will return 1. So because it is only this green that is matching this condition, and there we go, we can have that. So in this, that is an example. So in the real world case, how can you apply that? In the real world, Countifs can be used to identify, maybe let's say you wanted to understand people who are male, how many people who are male, the gender is male, and their age is greater than 18. So how do we use that? So we'll just say equal to Countifs, and then you select your first range, comma, what do you want to use the criteria? My criteria is male. Then I go to my second range. My second range is age. Separate that, put greater than into quotes greater than or equal to 18. Yeah, so that's how we use Countif in Microsoft Excel, Countifs in Microsoft Excel, to help us populate multi-criteria application of that. So when I hit enter, I'll get to Y, because I have this male whose age is greater than 57, and again I have this male whose age is greater than 18, and this one is also greater than 18, but these two are less than 18. So the output here is 2, is the number of counts that meet that particular criteria. So this is Microsoft Excel. Okay, right. So let's proceed to another scenario under the same, that is case 2. So in this case 2, maybe you want to identify, like for example, in this case, just the same way we had, just still multiple comparison. Yeah. So let's see, maybe we wanted to find out how many maybe blank cases do we have where a particular color is blue. Yeah, something like that, based on a particular criteria. So let's go to our Microsoft Excel and dive into that. So here you see I have that. So I wanted to identify in how many cases do I have blue where there is no value here, whose value here is blank. So how do you identify that in Microsoft Excel? Again, you just use the Countifs. Then you select the range, the first range, comma, then you put into the brackets the word blue. All right, and then you go to the second path is this one. Then you select, so here you leave blank, you will not put anything inside the quotes, so it will be able to return the number of that happening, okay, the counts happening to be blank where there is blue. So when I hit enter, I'll have 1. Why? Because this blue is the one that is having blank. So let's see the real world application of that. So for example, you have a lot of observations, and you have your gender variable, you have your age variable. You want to identify how many male are missing age, or whose age is missing. That's identifying missing values in Microsoft Excel. So you can use the Countifs function to play that role. Countifs function in Microsoft Excel can help you to do that. So here I select that, I separate with comma into quotes, I say is male, then comma, the same way we have just done in the colors there. So I highlight here my range, then I leave it blank, I close. So it will return the number of male whose age is missing. So when I hit enter, it's only 1, it's only this one. So that's how Microsoft Excel really works, and it works perfectly. So let's go again to our another example of count. So more on count. Let's go for more on count. So for example, I want to count the blank cases. Count blank cases. So in this demo here, so count blank function is used to return the number of cells that are blank in a specified cell range. So the count blank function counts the number of blank cells in the range. For example, in this range, A1 to A7. So let's see that demo. Let's see that demo here. Count blank. So these are the observations for the count blank. Let me just increase my view here so that can be seen much better. Right, sorry, there is too much, but it's okay. So for example, I want to count, like we have entries here, we have entries up to here, but this one is blank. So maybe I have a lot of data here, over 100,000 rows. I want to identify how many cells are missing in Microsoft Excel. Identify missing in Microsoft Excel using the count blank. So I'll just say equal to count blank as a function in Microsoft Excel, and then I highlight this up to the end. Yeah, so it should be able to return the number of blank cases. So here I have 1, so it should be able to return 1. And again, as you can see, it is automated. So when I insert a new row here, you see the number of blank cases have increased, but when I fill here with anything, number of blank cases will reduce. That's how it works. So the same way, counting blank, we have identified that using edge, so there is no need to do that again. So let's proceed to another interesting concept of the count, that is count all. Count a counter, we usually call it counter, so it stands for count all. So as the name suggests, it counts all non-blank cells in the range, in the particular range. Non-blank cells in particular range. You have seen in this example under count, we have been able to count only blank, but again you can count non-blank. So under counter, let's count non-blank here. So you say equal to counter, so it will count non-blank. So we'll highlight, sorry, so it's counter, you open the parentheses, you highlight your range, which is just count all. So hit enter, it will count all. So unlike, how is it different from count? So you see, count will only return where cell is a number, while count all, it will count all of them at once, unlike count function itself. So count function in this case will return 3. Count function in this case will return 3. While this one is returning 6. So this one counts all, this one counts. Whenever there is no blank case, it will not count. That is the count all. So alright. So let's again proceed to another aspect. So where we have changed the dynamics here is maybe we want to count the number of characters that we have in a particular cell. So we use the len, which stands for the length. So it counts the number of characters and returns the result. So let's see how does that work in Microsoft Excel. And we may also be interested in knowing how can it help us. Okay. So here in this case, I want to count. So these ones are very important when you are creating passwords for people. Maybe to identify the strength of your password and so on. Yeah, you can use that idea to do that. So when you use the len, then you select the cell that you want to count the number of characters that you have, including blank spaces. See, this one counts including blank spaces. So the output here is 9. Why? You can have 2 here, we have 1 blank space, 2 here, we have 1 blank space, and then we have 6. So that one gives us a total of 9. So that is how Excel len works. It returns that. So for example, sorry, let me go to my next slide, then we'll go to that Excel implication of that. So here you can see I have some joint. So I will tell you what does that mean. So here, maybe you want to now get the sum of characters in different Excel cells or cells in Excel. You see, len itself, what it did for us is to help us identify what is in this cell. So for example, we have several cells and we want to auto sum the number of characters that each cell has. That's why you have this combination, such like combination. So let's use that idea. This one is not even necessary, so this one can work for that. So here, how do we use that? So we concatenate the sum function and the len function together. So we start by saying equal to sum what, then you say the len, and then you select this, you close. You see how it is very, very, very tiresome. So I'm going to show you also the shortcut to that. If you want to escape all this, you see, you have to select each cell, just join, to concatenate is to just join. Len here, select this, then I insert an addition, yeah, just like that, and then I close, so it will be able to sum and return to me the results for that. So you see, when you are using that idea, should be able to help you auto populate like that. So when you hit enter, should be able to give you the sum application of this. So as you can see here, we have said to auto obtain the sum for that. So you have to sum each cell the way you have just said. Let me go to my Excel and check where the problem is. So this one has opened that. All right, so this one is, again, we say length, yeah, then now we close. Can now close here everything. So our equation will be very, very correct, because this sum gets the return what len a has returned is being summed to len a2 being summed to this, being summed to this. So it will be able to return the result, and there we go. So the last aspect is the easiest way of doing this. For example, you have a lot of rows that you want to get. You cannot proceed making len a, len what, so you use an array formula. So let's see how this array formula works in Microsoft Excel. So you'll say equal to sum, you open. Oh, sorry, let me first of all introduce you to that in the PowerPoint. The last PowerPoint here, we use the array formula to join the sum and the len. So you just use one sum, one len, you select your range, then you use Control Shift Enter for you to return your results. So let's see. So we have sum, then we say len, then you select the range, from there to there, you close there, and then here now, when you reach here, you click Control Shift Enter at the same time to do what? To return it as an array. You can see my result has been returned as an array. When I try to type here, it's not like an array, but when I hit enter, oh sorry, not enter, you hit Control Shift Enter, then you auto return your array. So that is how this really works, and it's very interesting, very, very interesting. So this is the count function we have covered in this video. In the next video, I'm going to cover about sum function, entire hidden tricks for the sum function we are also going to uncover, and many more. If you have not watched our top 10 Microsoft Excel functions that you'll find them useful for work and for your individual use, kindly go to our YouTube channel, look for the top 10 Microsoft Excel Beyond Data Statistics Solutions. You will be able to get that. Yeah, so thank you so much. Kindly subscribe to our channel, like our channel, share, and let's learn. Thank you.